Namaste yogis. Come on over to your mat for a core focused practice. You have the option to have one block or a small pillow or cushion if you like. Now we'll start in a comfortable seated position. Take a moment just to settle in, rocking your hips back and forth. And then settle evenly between your sits bones. Allow your spine to lengthen upward without arching in your back. Relax the shoulders. Then close your mouth and begin to breathe in and out through your nose. Long, slow breaths. And feel the movement of your breath, noticing the way the rib cage expands on all sides as you breathe in. Notice how the belly and pelvic floor contract gently as you breathe out. Blink your eyes open. Stretch your legs forward into Dandasana. Have your feet flexed, legs sealed together as much as you can. Then plant the palms of your hands, or you can be up on your knuckles, but plant those hands next to your pelvis. So you don't want to be really far back here. Have the hands kind of down by the top of the thighs. Then feel those sitting bones pressing downward into the floor, so feel the points at the base of your pelvis. And now I want you to try to pull those points towards one another without clenching your butt, and then feel again just a little light lift in the pelvic floor. You don't really have to keep it lifted the whole time. We're just bringing awareness here and knowing that those muscles most likely will start to activate when we ask them to. And then continue that awareness up into your belly button area. So first we engage Mula Bandha. Now we'll pull up that Uddiyana Bandha by not only directing the navel inward, but also lifting the navel upward, pulling it up towards the diaphragm. And then lastly, lengthen your neck. Pull your ears back in line with your shoulders. Tuck the chin slightly for your Jalandhara Bandha. Breathe in, feel the chest lift. Breathe out, feel the lower body pulling in. And now keeping this position, we'll work in a few candle breaths. So imagine that you're holding a candle lit between your big toes. And you're gonna take a deep breath in through the nose. And then imagine you're gonna blow out that candle. And empty that air all the way out. And really towards the end of that exhale, you'll start to feel a deeper connection to your deep abdominal muscles. So let's do about 3 more of those. Deep breath in. Get it all the way out. Inhale. Blow it out. 1 more. Try to keep that sensation of connecting with the deep core. I usually do cue breath in and out through the nose, but if you want to sometimes incorporate that breath out the mouth, feel free to just experiment with that at any time. Now we'll do a few exercises on our back. So a couple ways to get there. You can roll over to your hip and then roll down onto the back, or you can take a little Pilates-esque roll down with me. So if you're taking that, breathe in, lengthen the arm, point your toes, and then exhale, curve back into the spine, slowly dropping one bone at a time until the spine and the shoulders and the head all rest to meet on the mat. Take a deep breath in and relax on the exhale. Bend your knees, walk your feet to the ground about hip distant apart. If you need to, you can do a little lift up and lower down to make your lower back feel more comfortable. And here we're gently pressing the lower back into the ground, slightly rotating that pelvis under, like you're trying to bring the bottom of the ribs down towards the top of the pelvis. Now adding some movement, bring your right knee up, left hand meets the right knee. And you're gonna push the knee into the hand and the hand back into the knee, feeling a little bit of strength here. And then come back, release the foot to the ground, switching sides, left knee comes in, right hand presses, try to press the knee into the hand, use the hand to press the knee away, feel that core contraction and release. So now let's work that one breath at a time. Inhale and center, and exhale, left hand, right knee. Inhale down, exhale, left hand, right hand, left knee, and come down. Now continue switching sides, back and forth, a few more repetitions. And as you're going through this, notice if there's a lot of movement in your pelvis and in your hips. You don't want to be rocking back and forth or constantly tucking and untucking the pelvis here. Try to hold those body parts really stable. Body. You can rock back and forth a couple of times. And now let's try both legs at the same time. So again, neutral pelvic position, ribs pulling down towards the hips, belly button drawing up and in. And now we lift both knees, both hands, and press. Feel it. Breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, draw the knees up to the chest. We're going to make our way to a tabletop position. So you can either roll onto your side and use your hands to press up, or keep those knees tucked in tight, tuck the chin, and rock up and down. And eventually you're gonna cross your ankles, plant your hands, and find that tabletop position. So just as we were doing on the floor, what we're trying to resist in this next set of exercises is a lot of anterior pelvic tilt, like the tail lifting and collapsing into the low back. Rather, we're trying to keep a slight posterior tuck and a nice drawn in abdomen. And then we add some movement to challenge that, which is where we really start to develop all that strength. So bring your wrists beneath your shoulders, knees under your hips, inner elbows turn forward. Go ahead and grab your block or cushion if you're using one, and squeeze that block between the thighs. That's going to give you some adductor or inner thigh engagement. And now we're going to tuck the toes. Take a nice deep breath in. Squeeze those thighs together. Exhale, lift your knees an inch or two off the ground. And inhale, touch down. Exhale, lift up. Okay. Start to move at your own pace. Remember that the amount of reps does not matter. Try to do quality movement. Try to stay focused, tune in with your breath, and just feel what's going on in your body. I think that being connected to these things is way more important than doing, 10, 15, however many you'll do. One more time, pick up your knees. Now we're gonna hold it. Squeeze the thighs together. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees down. Take that block aside. Let's rest in child's pose. Knees come apart, toes together. Exhale, reach back. Drop your head down. Inhale, come back up to your tabletop position, thighs parallel, and now scoot your way to the back of your mat till your toes are just at the back edge of the mat. And we're going into a bear crawl. So we start again in that lifted table position, knees up, and you move opposite hand, opposite foot. So let's start. Right hand, left foot, and then left hand, right foot. And continue moving until you reach the front of your mat, and you square off. Feel free to take a rest here, dropping the knees for a moment if needed, and then we go back. So again, left foot, right hand, right foot. And as you're moving, so we're gonna go back and forth a few more times. As you're moving, again, try to stay centered. Not too much side to side movement. And try to keep your butt kind of low. Don't let your butt go way up in the air. It's just about level or slightly higher than the shoulders. This is challenging, it's hard to talk through. So let's start to focus on the breath as we move through a couple more bear crawls. Also be mindful of the hand position. You don't want to reach like way too far forward. Try to keep the hands approximately under the shoulders. A little bit more stability. Let's go one more time forward. And come back to the middle of the mat. Ooh, rest the knees. Stretch back to child's pose. Let's take a little wrist stretch break. So come to any kind of seated position. You can do a hero pose or just come to a seat on the floor. Bring the heels of the hands together and start to twist your wrists around, just doing little circles. We're on our hands a lot in this practice, so even if I'm not cueing it, you're welcome to take a break to stretch out your hands. Let's get back to it. So again, hands and knees. Another variation of your bear position. This time we're adding a twist. Now, if this one, if it's too challenging to pick up the knees and to do the lower body rotation, you can modify this by just doing upper body, twisting up and down, and then switching sides up and down. So absolutely feel free to experiment with that kind of twist, or tuck your toes, pick up your knees. Now go through this slowly. You're gonna drop your heels to the right, keep the butt lifted, but kind of drop that left hip sideways. And as you do that, open up the right arm into the air like a funky little side play. And then we're gonna square off, knees hover if possible, touch down if needed. Drop your heels and hip to the right, left arm opens up. Find a way to work it with your breath. I like to inhale as I stretch the arm up and exhale on the way down. But if you need to change that up to suit your needs, absolutely go for it. We're just playing today, so as long as you're breathing, no problem. Keep it slow and controlled. Wherever you are, go for about 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Open all the way up and come back down. Rest your knees. Option to rest in child's pose or sink back to hero pose. And let's roll out those wrists again. Our last set of movements from tabletop positions is one of my favorites called spinal balance. Set up in your strong table. Oh, this time we get to leave the knees on the ground for a little bit. Stretch your right leg back. And I want you to touch the toes down to the ground, so you're not lifting immediately. Take this very slowly. And find that center of stability. You're trying to keep the left hip engaged so that it's directly over the knee. Thigh is straight up and down. And now we have the option of picking up the right toes. And don't go too high, just go an inch or two above the mat. Make sure that there's not like a big level change in the pelvis. Keep the right hip level to the left. And then we add on the left arm. Reach it forward, thumb pointing up, palm facing in. You might be a little wobbly, but do your best to stay centered. And then send your left arm out to the left, right leg out to the right. Again, no level change. And exhale, center. 4 more. Exhale out, in, and out, and in, out, and in. Last one, and center. Now, transitioning to one leg downward facing dog. Tuck your right toes under. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze the left knee towards your chest. Inhale, extend left leg way up into the air. Bend the knee, open the hip, take a little stretch. Exhale, left foot down. Sink the knees. And now we take it to the other side. Left leg back. Toe to the mat. Keep your hips level. Squeeze through the side of the right hip a little bit so your thigh bone stays straight up and down above that right knee. Now adding on, you can pick up the left toes. Just a little hover. Still make sure there's no level change from right to left. And then maybe you take the right arm up, thumb up, palm in. And then we'll pulse 5 times out to the side. So right arm goes right, left leg goes left, and center. And here we'll go for 4, 3, 2, last one. Take it center. One leg down dog. Plant the right hand, tuck the left toes, inhale. Exhale, squeeze. Right knee to the chest. Inhale, leg to the sky. Bend the knee, open the hip. Exhale, come down. Step your feet back a little bit. Inhale, high plank. exhale, drop the knees, bend the elbows, come on down to your belly. Point your feet. Inhale, low cobra. I'm going up on fingertips to give the wrists a little bit of a break. Now slide your elbows forward. Drag the chest between the upper arms. Lift your gaze through the eyebrows in Sphinx pose. Exhale, crocodile. Head comes down to the hands. Rock the head, rock the hips. Let's engage our back muscles one more time. Reach the legs back, and this time squeeze your legs together. Inhale, low cobra, hovering the chest. Exhale, hands hover. Now reach your arms back along your side into locust pose. You can keep your feet pressing down, or you can hover them into the air. Even though we're strengthening the back and stretching the front, there's still a little bit of bandhas going on, lifting Mula Bandha, engaging Uddiyana Bandha. Pull your head back, lift the eyes. Exhale, crocodile. Rock out the hips. I'll use the assistance of the hands to flip your way over onto your back. Come to rest. Release the arms out, stretch the legs. Take a deep breath in through your nose and a long sigh from the mouth. Let your whole body relax. Take this time to slow down and recover. And remember that you are welcome to stay here long after this video ends.